everyone, it's Jeannie with another edition of the Real Foods Culinary Boot Camp, coming to the end of week 4, starting week number 5, and today is the first day of spring. So happy spring to all of you, and for those of you that celebrate different cultural wisdom traditions, for many of you, Happy New Year. Today's a really great day to talk about some of the things that we're going to be sharing that really I think will help to benefit you, particularly your gut and your blood and your digestive system, using some of the healing powers of probiotics. So I want to just take us back to what we talked about last week with how to make a whey. And this right now is a whey in which I was using some Bulgarian yogurt. I used the whole milk yogurt. I put it into a strainer with just a coffee filter, and I've let it sit overnight in my refrigerator so that I have actually enough liquid here that I can then pour into a jar and just keep this in the refrigerator. And this way then becomes the liquid that I use for so many of the lacto fermented items that we're making. By the way, you don't have to just use yogurt. During my cultured food class yesterday, I made kefir. And kefir is actually something too that you could pour in here, and you would also be able to make a kefir cheese. So once this whey has been extracted, what's left here is a great item that you could use, add some herbs to it, some garlic, maybe if you had some herbal pesto, you could put some of that in. And you could really make a really nice dip or something that could be a great condiment even in a salad. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. Now that I have my whey, I want to show you how to make Beet Kvass. And Beet Kvass has been around for thousands of years. It was, I don't know if it's thousands, but I know the Russians were the ones that really were able to use their beets, and by adding a little bit of whey, make it into an amazing beverage to help really detoxify the liver as well, tonify the blood. So basically I took a beet, and I didn't bother, I scrubbed it, but I didn't bother to remove all this, because honestly all of this has a little bit of the bacteria that's going to actually help improve your digestion. So I took just one beet and chopped it up, and then to that I'm going to add water, enough to cover the beets. And then my last ingredient is to go ahead and put in 1 teaspoon of my whey. Okay. And if you were somebody that was dairy sensitive and you didn't want to use whey, you could certainly make, you could take a coconut yogurt, and you could do the same thing where you put your coconut yogurt into a coffee filter, lined like this, gather your whey from the coconut yogurt, and then you could be using that whey in here. So that's basically my recipe. I want to show you what we're going to do now. So I'm going to just bottle that up. Give it a little shake here. Already you can see that amazing color. And then I'm just going to put that in a place where it's warm, preferably something about 70 degrees, and let that sit overnight. Next morning, after about 12 to 18 hours, you will have an amazing effervescent beverage that you'll be quite surprised. It's got almost kind of it's not as strong as a kombucha, but it's got a bit of a tangy effervescence that is really pleasant to drink. So you'll have this, and once you're finished with this bottle, if you'd like, you can actually add more water and do this one more time. Repeat the whole process. Add the water, add a little bit whey, maybe like a teaspoon of the whey, and put it back in and let it sit overnight outside the refrigerator. And again, you'll be able to get the second batch. And then after that point, then you can either use your beets just as desired or put it into your compost. So cheers to learning how to make Beet Kvass. Very simple. Amazing, amazingly delicious, and a really simple place for many of you to get started. So be looking for some more recipes this week. We're going to be showing how to use the whey when I make my cultured lemons. I'll be showing you a recipe here where I've got juniper berries and dill, lemons, a little bit of salt, and the whey, and it makes a fabulous condiment that you can use in many dishes. I'll be showing you about the herbal pesto. We're going to be making our own ketchup this week. We'll be making beverages that also include coconut kefir, And then a lot of things on spices and sweets. I want to share with you some of the healing powers and properties of things like juniper berries and turmeric and cinnamon, and then looking at the more beneficial sweets that you could incorporate into your diet, things like dark chocolate and how to use some of the different sweeteners and which ones are the best ones to use. So stay tuned. I'm looking forward to talking with you on Tuesday and sharing more about the nourishing foods to help heal our body whole. Happy spring!